Scott Cullen, editor-in-chief of the Cannata Report. It's time for Fridays with Frank, and here he is, Frank Cannata, our founder. Hey, Frank, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. In fact, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
All right. Well, we are in the home stretch of getting our survey ready for publication. And as always, those October, November issues are chock full of survey-related information. But we accumulate so much data that not all of it ends up in those print publications. So what are some of the things, without giving too much away from what we are really going to be talking about in this October, November issues, that you are seeing in the survey?
But first of all, I have to commend you for the great job you did in creating this year's survey, because you're posing some very interesting questions, and that the responses are very meaningful and paint a far broader canvas than we've ever done before. Well, let's give our readers a little bit of a tease and some thoughts. One of the questions that you posed was, what percentage of the dealer revenue is tied up in printing or in imaging, I think is how you couched it. Well, I got to tell you, I was so interested that I started counting and then looking and then forgetting about averages and mean numbers. I said, what is not, in my opinion, what would not be a good thing to learn? I would say any dealer that has 80% or more of his total revenue just in imaging should be a warning sign. So let's start with that supposition, and then I'll explain my position. Out of the 385 dealers, 225 had 80% or more, and quite a few of them had 100%. Now, why is this a bad thing? Well, if you're predominantly in imaging in a market that is far beyond mature and is in fact deteriorating, which is a much better, more apt description, you got to be going into something else to supplement that loss. And there's so many other things that we've talked about before in the past and gone on ad infinitum that are basically synergistic. We talked about VoIP, we talked about wide format, and we talked about production print for further industrial print. Certainly, cybersecurity always comes up as an area of great interest. Physical security devices, cameras, and so forth. Look for some soul searching and say, I am a business. Let's just say, for discussion's sake, I've got 10 salespeople and I've got 8 service techs. I provide an outbound sales and service capability. How many companies have that? That's not a business model today. So that's a rare commodity. And with an outbound service and sales capability, you can satisfy a lot of customers. And we all know about what the MIF means and what it does, particularly if it's recurring revenue. In the discussions I've had with dealers, the big thing is, yeah, but it's got to be a recurring revenue. I say, why? And they say, well, this is how we make money. This is how we make our money. I said, well, if the way you made money is really changing to the extent it's not going to be there for you to make money, you better take your cost that you have embedded in your business, whether it's the plant or the building, the people that you've trained, the investment that you've made, the parts inventory that you have, all those things. And say, okay, what else can I sell and service? I mean, I'll give you a very, very simple example. The TV industry looked at, how do we provide an outbound service with all the technology that now goes into home entertainment. Well, Best Buy did it. They bought, what was that company they bought? The Geek Squad. They bought Geek Squad and call it Geek Squad Entertainment. Now they have a dealer who has any engagement in IT services could have people capable of learning very quickly what there is. And it's all about receivers in terms of the, the TV industry, where they could, you have to plead with the store that you're trying to buy a TV from to get somebody to come out and take a look and tell you what you're going to need. I'm serious. Carol wanted to get a new TV just a little while ago. And we went into Best Buy. And so I just finally suggested, knowing that they own GeekSquad.com, and I said, send somebody from Geek Squad. We'll show them what we have, the equipment that we have, what the server is, what the receiver is, and make a recommendation. Let's see, today is, this is like just at the beginning of September, before Labor Day. I might have somebody there for you in October. Maybe there's an industry that a copier dealer can explore, particularly those dealers that are in smaller markets, to be an easy conversation, going into them where they're selling electronic equipment and saying, we have a very capable technical force and we can provide some outbound service for you. And oh, by the way, if there's if outbound sales would appeal to you, we can do that as well. I mean, that may sound far-fetched, and you say that's nonsense. It's not our business model. Again, okay. Then what's your solution for the problem?